From Drop Biscuit Studios and the people who brought you Wondery's Inside Jaws, Inside The Exorcist, and Inside Psycho comes You Talking to Me? Bite-sized Hollywood history with plenty of bite. The Journey of Chadwick Boseman. This is You Talking to Me? I'm Mark Ramsey. It took actor Chadwick Boseman years of defeat and struggle to become famous. He was knocked down, but never knocked out. Early on, he was cast in some daytime soap episodes as a young man in a gang. It was a stereotype, and it made Boseman uncomfortable. "What's the backstory of my character?" he asked network executives. Well, that's the kind of question network executives don't appreciate from a supporting player in a daytime soap. It flags the talent as difficult. It might get him fired. It got Boseman fired. But that was a turning point for him. From then on, Chadwick Boseman would choose to play characters he was proud to play, men who mattered and made a difference. He went on to play baseball great Jackie Robinson in 42, James Brown in Get On Up, and Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall. And then came the seminal role of Black Panther, the first Black Avenger and the first superhero of African descent in mainstream American comics and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Chadwick Boseman had made it. In 2018, a 13-year-old named Hayden Maggard was in the hospital suffering from a form of cancer called neuroblastoma. It was a particularly hard week for him. He just learned he would be having a visitor, and that visitor would be Black Panther himself. Hayden was a massive Marvel fan, so when a casually dressed Chadwick Boseman burst into Hayden's hospital room, it was one of those unforgettable golden moments many of us will never experience. They talked Black Panther and Avengers. Boseman was all smiles, and Hayden was thrilled. Boseman was on his way out when he asked one last question. "Is there anything else I can do to help make your day better?" "Well," said Hayden, "you could tell some of your Avenger friends I said hi." And so he did. Greetings and best wishes flowed in from Chris Hemsworth and Tom Holland and more. Hayden was beside himself. He was elated. There was nothing he was looking forward to more than the premiere of Avengers Endgame just 6 months away. But 6 months were too many. Hayden died. In 2020, the world learned that Chadwick Boseman had passed. And the world learned why. He had been privately fighting his own cancer, colon cancer, for 4 years. He was only 43. Hayden's father remembers reading that headline and crying. It came as a surprise. Many of Boseman's movies during that era had been filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. He was a fighter. He persevered. He worked in pain. Nothing would hold him back. He didn't want anyone to fuss over him. In 2018, Boseman gave the commencement speech to his alma mater, Howard University. "When God has something for you," he said, "it doesn't matter who stands against it. God will move someone that's holding you back away from the door and put someone there who will open it for you if it's meant for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you are willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it." The man Oprah Winfrey called a gentle, gifted soul was gone. But his memory, his work, his impact, and his legacy will live on forever. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening right now. Give us a 5-star rating and please share the show with your friends. That's You Talking to Me. I'm Mark Ramsey.